Okay, Candace. Oh, Candace, my Candace. What do you have to tell us tonight? Candace Owens, back today. Are you ready for it? What did Candace say before she left us last week? Well, Regime Macron put out a hit on her. Assassination attempt. It's going to come down, I think it was 1.5 million. And the last thing we heard is she sent it to the Trump presidency and to Trump and the FBI and said, watch as they confirm this. Watch what's going to happen. And, well, let's see what she came with this week. I don't even know. Wait till you hear this.
Now, in terms of formal replies that we received from government structures, the only department that we did hear back, well, first let me say I did not at all hear back from the FBI on the American side. I did hear back from the counterterrorism unit. I did hear back from the White House confirming that that message had been delivered on Trump's desk, me saying that I had the information. I guess he didn't want to inquire further, which is interesting. But the FBI left me on red. And I will say I didn't go through an official channel and send an email, and I should do that. But I did send a text message to somebody very high up who received the text message. No response. Now, I thought that the claim of the French Foreign Legion being involved in Charlie's assassination, I thought the FBI might be interested. No phone calls even from Utah's FBI branch have come into me either. Wouldn't you want to see? Aren't we supposed to be investigating the Charlie Kirk assassination? It was totally not a state operation, and they really want to get to the truth, which explains why nobody called. No, Utah, not interested. I'm actually surprised Tyler Robinson's lawyer hasn't reached out to me. What's going on here? No, we've got to protect the patsy, right? We've got to protect the patsy in this situation.
So what? This is the number one podcast in the world, friends. This is the most popular person in all of politics shows, influencer shows in the world right now. The most trusted woman reporting right now. And last week, she says, Trump and the FBI have my stuff. Wait for confirmation. This week, she says, I sent them a text. You can't even make this stuff up. This is so stupid. I was falling for this still. Are you kidding me? Sent them a text that the French militia, the French army, French Legion. I have evidence the French Legion was involved in Charlie Kirk's murder. Send. Why aren't you writing me back? And this is the bombshell. I thought it was on Trump's desk. I thought he was going to tell us how Candace solved the case. This is insane. I'm sorry. I don't want to pick on her. I don't want to be mean. I get every time I talk about Candace, I get so many comments of people telling me I'm a moron. She's got the receipts. I don't have the receipts. I had one person tell me I'm too slow to understand. This is like the powder keg you're not allowed to touch right now. It is. She is very protected by the online community. Let me tell you that. But my God, folks, this is insane. This is insane. Okay, it's too far. I'll tell you why. First of all, that's a crazy claim. And I told you guys from the beginning, let's see there are some receipts on this. Now she's got her story why she won't have the receipts because they're not going to confirm it. But think about this. The FBI has been investigating this. They're about to go to trial. Okay. They probably already have investigated everything Candace has investigated. And I'm not a big lover of the FBI. You guys know that, but I do trust Kash Patel, who's now in charge of that. I do. Okay. Whatever. It is what it is. But here's the deal with Candace. And if you like her, fine. God bless you. There have been no receipts on any of this. It's all been conjecture. It's all been, trust me, bro. And it's getting crazier and crazier. And as the quarter says, very odd since Candace said the White House confirmed the threat. So foreign nations can just plot to assassinate Americans, our government says, and does nothing? I mean, it's not hard to figure out, if you don't have receipts. She's obviously getting money off this. She's getting popularity off this. She's crushing it. It makes me sad. Can I just be honest? It makes me sad because Candace Owens was very, very promising 5 years ago. She's so brilliant. She's so beautiful. She just reaches across with her intellect. She's so easy to listen to. She was so well-spoken, and she could have been so huge for MAGA, for conservatives. She could have been amazing. And instead, she's spiraling. I don't know what her choices were. I don't know how she got here. But guys, at this point, it's too obvious. I'm sorry. If you still are trusting her, I don't know what to tell you. We need massive disclosure and receipts at this point. And I mean, I hate even covering this. But again, she's supposedly America First. She's part of this influencer movement that's subverting MAGA with all this terrible information. She's amazing. I have to cover her because she is the number one most influential influencer right now. Influential influencer. Say that 10 times fast. So I have to cover this. I don't want to because it's crazy. But people, I don't want you guys to get duped. And that's what my entire show is always about. Breaking through the narratives, telling you guys, showing you what I see, breaking through it because I have a trained eye, because I'm educated in this stuff. And it's just to help everybody see what's really going on and then to tell you what I believe is coming next. That's it. If you want to break my show into a nutshell, that's what it is. It's like Austin Powers, Oh, that's a great big bully nutshell I'm in. That's the nutshell, okay? And this is a narrative that is just too important, especially because of Charlie Kirk stuff. I didn't cover her when she was doing Brigitte Macron. I didn't care. It wasn't important. I didn't cover her when she was doing stuff on what's Ryan Reynolds' wife. It doesn't matter, but this matters. This is Charlie Kirk she's doing this on. And too many MAGA people are getting sucked in. Too many people are distrusting Trump now because of this. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. And there's the last thing I'll play on this tonight before I move on to more important things. But Tim Pool, just God bless this man. This is how I know Tim Pool is trustworthy. I've always trusted Tim Pool. I think he's independent. I think he just does a great job. And then he's one of the few willing to really break down what's happening. So here's Tim real quick.
What she's actually saying is that she got a read on a text message. She texted someone, hey, they're trying to kill me. And it said red. And she goes, I got confirmed receipt from the White House. It's all manipulative language. Saying the French Legionnaires are involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I have no problem saying it. I absolutely might be wrong. Candace may be right about everything. I think she's very intelligent. I think she knows what she's doing. And this could all be true. But I would be willing to bet, let's just call it a handsome sum of money, that what she's saying is just completely false. What she's actually saying is that she got a read.
It's all manipulative language. That's how you spot it. She's a brilliant marketer and she knows how to sell a story. And that's what she's doing, folks. So please don't get sucked in anymore. And again, maybe tomorrow she comes on the show and she's got receipt after receipt after receipt and she totally proves me wrong. And you know what? It'll be one of the times in my life I'll be happy to be wrong. Because if any of this is true, it's got to be out there. So please show us, Candace. But at this point, you've broken all trust. You cannot go last week off the air as if you're under threat or under duress, say you've given everything to Trump and the FBI, watch for confirmation, come back a week later and say, I have nothing. And not only do I not have anything, but turns out I didn't do what I said I did. They didn't have, there's no receipt of them receiving my information. I just got a text message sent out. So that, anyways, so that's it. We'll move on. Let me catch up with the chat before I get into the real meat of tonight's show. But there you have it, guys. I hope that one finally convinces the last people on the Candace bandwagon that it's just, we gotta, it's time to move on. It's time to move on. This is insane. Okay. Mike Mishler, going back to the last segment, says, we're exactly right. All this negativity towards MAGA, completely manufactured. Absolutely. He hasn't lost any from the Republican side. You're completely right. I think everyone should know Candace is insane. That's the problem. She's not insane. She's genius. But she's genius for the wrong reason. She's using that power for evil, whether that power is just to make herself richer and more popular, which is terrible, especially when you're playing with other people's lives like you are, or she's being paid to do this to disrupt MAGA. Because either way, it's disrupting MAGA. The question is she doing it out of selfishness, or is somebody pulling her strings? Is Candace doing the investigation? I mean, she claims she's doing a lot of investigating. I haven't seen much for it. Mishler says it's because it's close. Absolutely. She strikes me as a daytime soap opera, says Nels, 100%. Fidelity trying to sell stocks on my show? Hey, well, you know what? I'll take their money for the ad, I guess. Feel bad for, there's a lot of good people. Like, listen, there's a lot of people who watch Candace who are very smart. They trust her because the early days, her stuff was really good. In the early days, she was awesome. And so she built trust, and she's still banking on that trust now. The problem is that now she's going to be blowing it. This is going to just keep going worse and worse and worse. Tokram says she's the biggest, which is why they deployed her, right? I mean, I can't say for certain, but it sure looks fishy, doesn't it? Remember her saying that basically because she's anti-Israel, they're all going to be against her. Well, then why is she blowing up more than ever before? Why is YouTube promoting her show? I'll tell you what, every time I say something YouTube doesn't like, my show gets barely out there at all. It's gotten a little bit better since the Trump administration put pressure on them in the summer and they said they weren't going to censor anymore. It's gotten a little bit better. I'm not going to pretend it hasn't, but it's still nothing like the early days when my show first took off. And my show has been super slowed down since I got more controversial with the Trump stuff. So I'm just telling you, that's how it works. So